So here an overview of how to use a third-party library. I take example from Mavlink directly. Yeah. So each library, third-party library, SDK has a way of a structure in the documentation, and there is a general structure which starts with how to first install or set up this library in your PC, in your IDE, in your with Windows, with Ubuntu. But how do you use it? And then for that you have to search for something like getting started, and there it is like download this with source file and how to install it. Yeah, so you have to see which one is first most relevant. So through the structure you have to go and see, is it platform operating system independent. This is first thing which you need to check. And then once you go into it, like install for example right inside and set it up, then you go into, okay, what are I think this is like then detailed. Yes, exactly. So you have to see what are the prerequisites, what should be in the system already when you set it up. So this is the required, like Python 3 should be there, pip should be there, take enter. If you don't have this, then you go inside, you Google how to install Python 3, so to have all the prerequisites before you start installing or using Mavlink from source files. Yeah, and then go into, okay, here directly into Python for Windows, directly into where your relevant work is there. If there is something regarding Linux, you have to just skip it through, and then go into the structure of Mavlink. So what are all the different possibilities. You have to have an overview of what is the structure, what are the possibilities or capabilities of this library, and there you need to see the structure of this library, what kind of services are available, and then how to use them into an IDE. Inshallah. Now I will give you just a demonstration that how this structure is almost same in any other thing. If I look for OpenCV, this is an image processing library, and see, it also has documentation, blah blah blah. So if I go into documentation, yeah, introduction, and this is where I expect to so I will look for OpenCV Python tutorial, for example. Yeah, and here it will be introduction to OpenCV GUI features. This is more of what is the structuring, how to use OpenCV, but I need first how to OpenCV set up Visual Studio or set up Windows. Yeah, and there I have to use the documentation of OpenCV directly. So here comes the same first structure about how to set it up in your system, and there will be, okay, you need download this, download that, so do this step, and then you can, yeah, building OpenCV from sources. So there are different ways of building, and so for you have to see which one is more relevant to you, but I'm just saying that setting up is the first thing, which is same, and then comes the structuring, which is, for example, the documentation. And here you can go into simply, if you have Python as focus, OpenCV Python tutorial, and then it will say like core operations, GUI features, image processing in OpenCV, feature detection. So these are all the capabilities which are available, and they teach you first in the structure, like what are the modules. These are called modules. And then when you go into, for example, modules of feature detection, then there are multiple feature detectors. And for example, Harris corner detector is which detects corner, and it gives you the theory behind it. Yeah? And then, okay, and simple example of how to use it. So this is the program which, if you copy paste into your IDE which has OpenCV set up, and give an chessboard, so checkerboard as an input, will give you as an corners, these dots, red dots are exact as an output, which are so it is giving functionality of detecting these corners. So yeah, this is so general understanding of how to use a third party library, inshallah.